Hey, what's up, everybody? Some pretty exciting things started this week. I was approached by a couple of kids who are college level athletes that wanted to get some training done this summer. They had initially, one of them, Hunter, had initially wanted to hit a specific squat by the end of summer before he went back to school. And I was like, I can do that. That's awesome. Um, there's been a couple of people that have come to me like, can we get this number by this time? And we've hit it. So I was very confident that in 9 weeks we could get him to the squat he wanted to. But after I had committed to it, he had said that he still wants his Olympic lifts in with his training because that helps with, obviously, with throwing. And to be honest, I don't know a fucking thing about Olympic lifts, how to do them. I'm not your guy. That's not my level of knowledge. And my first instinct was to tell him no, that I can't do it. If those are if those are kind of the parameters, then I can't do it. But after initially thinking no way, that's just kind of scary. I don't want to fuck up somebody's training. I remembered I've read plenty of articles from Louis Simmons on WestsideBarbell.com about Olympic lifting, how he trains Olympic lifters, and how conjugate came from Olympic lifting. He just adapted it to powerlifting. So I was like, I've read the articles, let me go back, do some more research, and then we'll come back with something. And admittedly, it was pretty scary. I generally don't like to coach somebody on something that I don't know. I feel that's kind of wrong. But if you understand conjugate a little bit, at least a little bit, you can apply it to almost anything with the right tweaks, with a little bit of creativity. So I've been doing conjugate for 2 years. I've got a pretty good grasp on it. And with the articles that I'd read that Louis put out about Olympic lifting, I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's go for it. I'm still nervous. I was nervous then. One of them, Hunter, just started today, the thrower. Andre, the wrestler, is going to start next Monday. If you recall, Andre was the young kid, the 19-year-old that we got to an 800-pound squat last summer. Now his goals are just to be more explosive, fast, everything that comes along with conjugate training. So Hunter started yesterday. But today was a dynamic effort lower. I always love it when people start doing conjugate for the first time, and A, they're like, it's only 4 days a week, and then B, when they get to dynamic effort day, they look at the weights and be like, that's it? Like, they're almost like disappointed, or they think you're full of shit. But then 3 or 4 sets in, they're fucking gassed. They're on the ground gasping. And I was like, I told you, it's different, you know? So that was pretty funny. But anyways, I had just adapted what I had read from Louis Simmons and talked to another very well accomplished Olympic lifter, Tyler, and he helped me kind of put together a way to integrate some of his Olympic lifts into a regular conjugate program. So instead of deadlifts on dynamic effort lower, we're doing cleans off of percentages that I read from Louis Simmons. We dropped the weights a little bit. If I recall, the percentage is supposed to be 75, 80, 85. But since he'd never done this before, and this is going to be following dynamic effort squats, we bumped it down to 60, 65, 70. Because I still want him to be explosive. I still don't want his technique to break down. He's going to be tired by the time he gets to it. And if anything, he'll be able to be more explosive with the slightly less weights. But it all worked out. Like he said, it was challenging to get through, even though it was 15% lower than what he should have started with. So yeah, if there's one thing that you can take away from this, is don't be scared to take a chance. Like, my initial reaction was like, no, I can't do that for you. But if I want to broaden my horizons and hopefully someday get into training not just powerlifters but athletes as well, you got to cut your teeth somewhere. And Both of these guys have a lot of faith in me, and I feel like I'm not going to lead them astray. So, yeah, if you can take away anything from this, don't be afraid to take a chance. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. You'd be amazed what you can do once you put a little pressure on yourself. So, that's all I got for today. Like I said, it was pretty exciting that these two guys are starting this program. I'm very excited to see where it goes, and I really hope that after 9 weeks, when they go back to school, they are just going to be head above everybody else. Like everybody that's not training, everybody that is training, I just want them to go back and just be well above their teammates. So yeah,